I fucking love it. What I do manifests shit. I'm not joking now. I just watched a Glenn Beck video. Let's go find the title of this video for you fucks. Uh, Warning: the far left will push Christians. Dot dot dot. They're coming for Christians. Video Glenn Beck just released today. Okay, there's a whole section in there about they're concerned about the Catholics because the Catholics are going to be walking the streets and using their prayer beads as weapons and shit. This is how I know they listen to me because that's some shit that I said almost word for word because I don't like Catholics and I wanted to have a set of prayer beads as a weapon and I talked about this at length and like I think it's fucking hilarious that like I'm watching left wing propaganda quote my talking points back to me. They really don't know what they're doing. That's my conclusion from this. And I don't know exactly how I control the universe to some extent, but I do. And here's the reason why. I I don't care for Catholics. Never have. Uh, Basically, I think that they're in a pagan cult. It's my opinion. As such, when I put it out into the universe or whatever that I want something punished for religious reasons, I think I might be persecuting the Catholics accidentally. Sorry about that. It's kind of fucking hilarious though. It's not really me. It's like you know, I get fucked up and talk to God, and our conversation has real world consequences. That's what I'm finding. Some of it's fucking hilarious. I think it's one of those like whatever God is, he doesn't understand everything. So he picks somebody that does. And how I don't pretend to understand how he does that, but I think that's how you get Jesus. That's how you get Moses. That's how you get anybody that fucking was like this, where God spoke to them. And, you know, a lot of people be worried that they're crazy. I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy because there's not like a voice literally talking to me. It's slightly more complex than that. It's like some wizard shit. I'm meditating and smoking weed and focusing on the mysteries of the universe, and there's a free flow of information between me and whatever it is that fucking made us all. I think you could all do it. I think you just have to like be kind of a fucked up individual, to be honest. I think you have to have some trauma, and like if you want to know what's going on with me, you should go look into shamans. Uh, I heard some people talk about that shit not long ago. I was like, huh, that's what's going on with me. Apparently, I have various options, but I can either turn into a witch doctor, a hungry ghost, or a skinwalker. That's one of the options. So, it's nice to know I got options. You gotta blow my nose a second. I think a lot of this, like religious stuff, with like every lie, there's a pinch of truth. And especially on some of like the older Native American and Asian religions, I think there's more truth. And the reason I say there's more truth there is because I think it's pretty well not a conspiracy that things were decided somewhere in between Jesus and Constantine. And the Roman world was all taught the same shit. And I don't think it's even remotely true. It's just the lie that they taught us to move the world forward. And it's exactly what it is. So when you go digging into fucking Eastern mysticism and shit and, Native American religions, you get way more interesting stuff. It's all fucking Old Testament shit. Like, my thing is, whoever said we left the Old Testament? Them? I think they lie to you. I think your ability to believe in shit creates shit. And this, to some extent, is what's going on in our world. Is not everyone believes the same shit, and it's gotten so bad here in America to where there's more people that are somewhere in between me and George Lucas beliefs wise than there are in the Jesus-y end of the spectrum. And that opens up our world to a lot of shit. When everybody believes that Jesus wants to save them and whatever, and we all, worship the magic sky wizard in the hat at the front, it's a magical ceremony imbuing that person with your power to protect you from other things. And my guess is that the Romans set this up because they fucking knew about this shit. And they figured that the best way to have power was to have everybody just think they had to give it to them. It's not how it has to be. It's, one of the big lies of the world. Are there things that go bump in the night? Yes. 100%. There are. And if you stop worshiping God, they can affect you. Think you're going to hear different here? The power of your belief in Jesus and the sky wizard sitting at the front of the church keeps a great many things out of your life, basically. Because you have your heart closed to things. But you have your heart closed to God and magic too. Just so you know that. Like you'll never feel his light. You'll never sad. In my opinion, every single person that worships in this way, that goes to a Christian church, that magically imbues a fucking dude in a hat at the front of their church with their power, I think all those people are going to hell. If there is a hell, those people go to hell. You want to know who they're worshiping? That's who. I titled this "The Barakah Rides with Me." I picked that up from The Wind and the Lion. It's a great saying. It's sort of like saying that you're cursed by God and can't die. Not until he wills it. It's a comforting thought. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's how I now operate in the world. I am here until he wills me not to be. And I don't really give a fuck about most things now after seeing some of the shit that I've seen in the past couple of years or past couple of months, to be honest. It'd be cool if there was like literally a burning bush. What I usually end up doing is fucking getting high as shit and ranting at the universe. And then the next day, the liberals are hunting down the Catholics. You know, because that makes sense. Funny part is, I've been making a set of weaponized prayer beads, but I'm not Catholic. They're like Tibetan Buddhist-y type prayer beads or something. Like they don't look Catholic at all. I don't know what they are. They're like all homemade fucking beads and pieces of fucking shell casings and coins, poker chips. They're my pirate prayer beads. The thing about the Catholics made me crack up though. It's one of those like, do they really listen to me? Or is this me talking to God and explaining my thoughts? So if God really does listen to me now, my thoughts on the Catholics are not at all complex. They're fucking evil. Like they're a pedophile cult at its core. I think that's what the whole celibacy thing is about. It's why they hid the fact that Jesus had a wife. The whole Mary Magdalene being Jesus's wife. I think that was true. I don't think that I don't know if they ever had kids. I would like to have that debate, but I think that she was his, you know, female companion, so to speak, and yeah, I think it's one of the big things hidden by all of that shit is they wanted celibate priests and nuns or some shit for power reasons, and because of the environments that it creates, where you have these, you know, nuns and monks and priests and shit that never get any, constantly surrounded by kids that they're super horny for. I think it's some sort of sick power exchange, dark magic bullshit that they're doing, like some sort of dark magic on a scale that you and I couldn't imagine. And when I say magic, think of magic as being just something that we don't fully understand. I don't fully understand what they get out of what they're doing. They get something out of it, and it's beyond just kinky whatever. It's something extra dimensional. You know, some of it is there's just fucked up people in positions of power that like this shit. They like to make other people do it. I think that may be part of it. Is just they like forcing people to do shit that they don't want to do. I think that's really a lot of the thing with the whole world is at the end of the day, whoever those people at the top are kind of sick sadistic fucks and they have nothing to do in their own lives. Like they're bored. Think of the gods on Olympus. They came down and fucked with the mortals. Why? Because it was boring up there. Couldn't do anything. Already done it all. You know? Like there are laws up there. I can't do things to other gods, but like I can come down here amongst the humans and do whatever I want. It's very much the same way now. If you have power, especially money and power, especially money and power outside of the US, you can just do whatever the fuck you want. That's not going to end well for most of them. That's why God's turning off the water. Uh, Based on what I believe, I think all of the rivers drying up is a sign that we are in for a massive shift of some sort. I don't know exactly what, but I think the last time this happened, the ice age started or ended, or both. I don't know if we're starting an ice age or if this is just a bump in the road or what the fuck this is. But in the ancient Indian epics and shit, they said that the gods caused the rains to stop and the rivers to stop flowing. And then the thing that ended this was one of the gods went and like killed a dragon that was preventing the water god from doing something or something like that. And then all the water came at once and it flooded everything. That's like their flood myth. In their flood myth, the rivers went dry before it flooded. Consider that. I'm not saying that we're in for a global flood. What I'm saying is whatever happened to the ancient Indian civilization that reduced it from some sort of sci-fi thing with flying vehicles down to people fighting over mud huts with sticks. That's about to happen again, I think. I don't know what that was. Like, I'm not saying be a fucking, paranoid freak or whatever and prepare all the time, but what I am telling you is some of this kind of shit is really going on right now. And go look at the news right now. Like, every river in the world is drying up. That's weird. Now, either I'm right and we're about to go into some sort of ice age transition period thing, or I'm right and like I'm talking to God and I'm telling him to fuck with the world. Neither one is good for you. That's where I'm at with this. I think a lot of people don't understand me because, like, in my mind, I still live in like the 16 or 1700s. That's one of the considerable differences between me and the rest of y'all. I'm like a woman at a time. And the idea of losing all of the technology does not bother me that much, to be honest. A couple pieces of it in particular I'm going to miss. Here's my thing. If we had an EMP across the whole planet right now, a couple of years, I'd probably have a car that worked again. Maybe even sooner than that. Okay. And there's a whole lot of people right now on this planet that, like, we've had it easy too long, and I think we should have to fight to survive for a little bit. And I think God thinks that too. I think this is God intervening on our planet and preventing us from ever becoming the Wally people. Sorry, I need a cough. If there's a substantial portion of the world population right now that could not survive without a car and air conditioning and electricity and shit. It's just a fact. They couldn't. You're like, ah, you're amongst that. Well, not really. I'm actually pretty handy. Okay. Like, I'm slow. I'll admit that. But, like, I have shit fucked up with my feet, I think. Like, I wear out shoes on my right foot really fast. I think that's why I've never liked walking or running long distances, really. I don't really, I don't really have a plan other than to just suffer through it and walk for most of it, but, like, I have other tricks up my sleeve. The thing that, like, you know, I've always appreciated about the differences in people, especially between myself and the rest of y'all, is just because you're bad at one thing doesn't mean that you're bad at everything. And the stuff that makes me bad at, some things makes me the best at other things. It's a weird mix. Some of that is, sorry, weird horn honking outside. But some of the stuff that like I'm good at is like swimming, boating, that kind of shit. If we do go back to a world where there's no cars, I'm gonna be living near the water probably. I think that's one of the things a lot of people don't understand about like why I didn't move further south into Texas. Given the nature of what's going on, I'm actually thinking that where I am at is soon to be the coast of the country. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. If I am wrong about the whole ice age thing, then that's not true at all. But it would be funny if, you know, the ocean came to me. I have a boat in my backyard right now. Just like sit here and smoke my weed and wait to become a pirate. There was like, there was an American Dad where he was like his version of James Bond or something. They were making fun of James Bond movies, and some person had a plan to melt the fucking ice caps and have Detroit become beachfront property or some shit like that. That's pretty much my plan now. I am, you know, getting really fucked up and like having bonfires and you know weird sex, all sacrificing to God in some sort of pagan ritual to bring about the end of the world, something like that. That's what I choose to believe. We all fight against the American government in our own ways. I was made a little sad earlier today because someone tagged me in a person's post that used to follow me all the time, used to like all my posts and shit before I came out as transgender. And basically, it was his page with all of the people that used to like my stuff just going on. I'm sorry that I made it to where they don't like me, I guess. Kind of sucks. I should make a video saying to go follow me on Instagram. If you've made it this far and you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. I'd really like to have more followers there that actually like engage and shit and like and comment. I've got like 18,000 that don't do shit. I don't know what happened with that. Like I got a whole bunch of followers really early on, and like, it was like the algorithm was promoting me, and then when they switched off their shit, I don't know, everything changed. And I think like I don't know. I think some portion of that 18,000 is bots, but I didn't pay anybody for it. I think I pretty much drove away all the real people. Anyway, um, I think it's fucking hilarious that I start making posts talking about my prayer bead mace, and the left starts going after Catholics for that. Like the thing that set this off was literally the thing they said was they're putting pictures of their rosaries on their weapons. I'm like, I fucking did that. Well, this has been fun. I'll see you guys in another video.